So what do you enjoy most about traveling?
A lot of things. I mean, I love the adventure. I love learning about new cultures, trying out new foods, checking out historical aspects of it, whether it would be buildings or again culture.
Uh-huh.
I just like the fact that it's not certain. The things are not certain where you're going to be going. I quite like that. I'm not saying that it feels like there's an element of danger. Maybe sometimes there does, but
Mm-hmm.
I just like the unpredictability of it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what draws me to it, and I just love the feeling of experiencing exotic places. But having
Mm-hmm.
said that, I think that the best thing about it for me is
Mm-hmm.
the people that you meet,
Mm-hmm.
because you meet so many amazing people from all over the world. And of
Yeah.
course, with social media the way it is, even though social media definitely has its flaws, if you're a
Mm-hmm.
traveler and you do it frequently, it's definitely a great way to keep in contact with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing that I like about it the most is that it really helps you grow as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a massive confidence booster. I mean, you still go through rocky times when you're traveling, so you shouldn't be naive, of course, but
Yeah.
the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, and you do feel really good about yourself after you do it, and then you find out that you've become, well, hopefully, a better person as a result. But I think more often than not you do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd
Mm-hmm.
say those are the main things I like about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there a country you regretted uh, visiting it?
Oh, no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any. No, no. I think every country I visited, I'm really
Enjoyed?
glad that I did it. I mean, all of them have been for different reasons from one
Mm-hmm.
another.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, if you go to somewhere like Morocco, it'll be a very different experience compared
Yeah.
to like Vietnam or something,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or a European country.
Mm-hmm.
But no, 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 there's not one that I can say that I regret going to. Not at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So have you had like a culture shock?
Yes, but I like it though. I quite like it.
Really?
Like, yes, I do. I mean, I think
Like what?
probably the best. Uh, well, I think I think one of my favorite examples was when I was in Morocco for the first time, and
Mm-hmm.
I heard mosque calls for the first time, and I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
"Whoa, this is so
Called
cool!" Because
Atan.
you hear them in so many movies. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
like
yes,
if you're a Westerner, you hear them in so many movies and in adventure
yes,
films or spy films or something, and to actually hear it firsthand for the first time, particularly
hmm
on a rooftop where you have a
yes,
beautiful sunset. Wow, that
yes.
was mind blowing for me. I know you guys hear it all of the
We
time
get used
in
to that.
Egypt,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. But we still enjoy it
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
no, it's great. It gives off like a really haunting kind of feel, and it's just. I mean, I can think of many other examples on top of that for culture shocks, but
hmm
it's just things like that that really stick in your mind, and then yeah, it just never leaves you. It's always in your memory, and that's awesome.
And how about a completely shocking one?
Oh, what one that was a little bit more negative, you mean, or just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah,
made?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, uh, probably. Well, this has happened in a few years, believe it or not, that are very far apart from each other. But when I found out in Nicaragua and in like
hmm
Thailand, for example, that they use dynamite fishing
Uh-huh.
strategies,
hmm
yeah, that's something I didn't really like too much. I mean, I know it's easy for me to say because obviously these people need to fish for the obvious
So let,
needs, for
yeah,
obvious
yeah,
everyday needs and food
yes,
needs
yes.
and stuff like that.
hmm
But when you hear about the fact that they use dynamites and that they can kill a lot of other bits of marine
Yes.
life,
hmm hmm
yeah, that's probably one of the worst examples, I think.
hmm
Um, but yeah, what can you do? Like it's yeah.
And which country you would like to visit again?
Many of them. Like actually, that's what's different now compared to my early days of traveling. Like when I was in my 20s, I didn't really like repeating myself too much.
Mhm.
But there's actually multiple countries I'm more than happy to go back to now. But like my favorites, I spoke about earlier on. But also, I like going. I like going back to Morocco. I like going back to the Balkan parts of Europe,
Mhm.
um, Spain.
Mhm.
Uh, where else? I'm sure there's like one or two more. Australia maybe as well,
Mhm.
because I already mentioned New Zealand. Like I think because Australia is such a big country, and even though I saw a lot,
Yeah, it
there's still
is.
a lot more to see. So I think probably there as well. So yeah, there's multiple ones, and I'm actually kind of glad now that I'm happy to repeat myself because
Mhm.
I don't think you should really think, oh, I don't want to go back there again just because I've only been there once. I think if you
Mhm.
go multiple times, then you can pick up more things on each occasion. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And which countries you would like to visit?
Um, there's still a few, but if I had to shorten the list down, I think I would probably pick, and they're actually quite different from one another, but I would pick probably the likes of, well, no, I'm not saying this because you're Egyptian, but Egypt would be up there. No, seriously, I mean, but also a few Latin American countries like Brazil, Argentina, Peru, Colombia, Chile. I'd like to go to Mexico as well. I'd like to go to Mongolia. I'd like to go to Nepal. There's still a
Wow.
couple of European countries I haven't been to yet, but that I really want to go to. I mean, I still haven't been to the Czech Republic or Austria yet, so
Mhm. Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta check them out.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'd say those are the ones that come up in my mind the most. Oh, and also Sub-Saharan Africa as well. Sub-Saharan
Yes.
Africa would be an amazing part of the world to visit. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, like, how do you benefited personally from traveling? Do you feel like you change,
Uh,
gain new traits?
yes.
Uh, mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely change. Like it goes back to what I spoke about earlier about just the confidence booster. And you actually gain a lot of knowledge too. In fact, a few friends of mine, when I come up with random facts, they say, "Oh man, you got some real dad knowledge there," and it always makes me laugh when I hear that. But I like it though. I mean, hopefully, when you express your knowledge, as long as you don't do it in a way that makes it look as though you're showing it off. Obviously, there's the right time to do it and not the right time to do it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I love gaining knowledge. I think I think I forgot to mention that earlier about when you asked me the things I like the most about traveling. But yeah, gaining knowledge and growing as a person, as well as the connections that you make with people.
Mhm.
That's what I would.
How about the language?
Those are the ones that I would say.
How about the languages?
Well, I try. I mean, I speak a little bit of Swedish and Norwegian. I can have like basic conversations, and
Yeah, yeah.
I can speak enough in French and Spanish to get around, but not really have conversations in them. But
Mhm.
I mean, I try to learn at least some basics of each language before I go, because
Mhm.
I think it shows a respect
I really like that.
to the
Yeah.
culture there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
appreciate it. Even if you only say, I mean, I think you should say more than please and thank you. But even if it's just that, they still appreciate that a lot. You know.
Mhm. Yeah. It's really interesting to know about like their role, their culture, their language, as you said, like to show respect and also
Hmm.
to facilitate your journey there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm. So
absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100%.
yeah, 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 yeah. So finally, did you experience like a reverse culture shock, like after being abroad for a long time, for in different countries,
Definitely,
and you
definitely. I mean, in fact,
come back
actually,
with
I don't think you realize how much you've changed until you come home, and then you pick up on new things. But I think it actually helps you appreciate your home country a little bit more, to be honest, because you look around at the culture that you've always taken for granted, and then when you come home, I think it helps you think to yourself, "Whoa, this is actually really awesome! I can't believe that I just brushed this aside." So yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely helps you appreciate how you've been raised and where you've come from when you see the beauty of your home country. That's at least that's my take on it.
yeah. Great. Yeah. So thank you so much for
You're
sharing your
welcome. Yeah,
traveling tips. I
it's been
really
really
enjoyed
enjoyable.
actually. Yeah. Thank you so
Me
much.
too. Me too.
Yeah. And
Yeah, no
wish
problem,
you.
man.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't get too hot over there as well.
Yeah.